Would I shag it, did you say? You're both cis, white, straight men.
Wait a second, what did he just say? I've been out and gay my entire adult life.
You're a shame to the queer
You know what? I
community.
tell you.
In this video, we are going to watch Douglas Murray absolutely wipe the floor with an activist that is desperately trying to defend Sam Smith's demonic antics and hilariously mistakes Douglas Murray for a straight man. But before then, let's watch Douglas Murray do the unthinkable that almost makes this activist fall off of his chair.
Well, Douglas, let me start with you. I don't get this Sam Smith thing. It just seems like every week he deliberately...
They.
I'm sorry, they, even though there's only one of them. Why is Sam Smith they?
No, please do address Douglas first, but I just need to correct you if you're going to misgender. That's how they identify themselves,
why is one person they?
Because that's how they identify.
Why have I got to go along with it?
Because they've asked you to.
So what? No one's asked me to.
Even the Pope respects people's pronouns now.
I don't have to respect anybody's pronouns.
Well, that's fine as long as that's your decision.
My pronoun is hottest man in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to call you that.
Well, go on then.
Some may disagree, but if that's what you are, then cool, I will address you as the hottest man in the world.
Throughout the entire interview?
Throughout the entire interview.
Okay, let's stick to that. Douglas, let's come back to you. You don't have to call me the hottest man in the world, even if you're thinking it. Sam Smith. To me, he's just on an ever-deteriorating campaign to be as vulgar and offensive as he possibly can. Am I missing something?
He's doing what pop stars have done for decades, which is trying to shock as a means to get publicity. And, of course, it's pretty successful. I mean, we're talking about him at the moment. But it's striking that it's sort of very unoriginal. I mean, all the stuff he's doing, the sort of over-sexualized stuff, the sort of satanic stuff. Madonna did this 40 years ago. Pop stars have done this and more for decades now. I think the only thing that Sam Smith has got sort of going for him on this, and the thing that actually is making people notice him on this, is that, first of all, he keeps sort of throwing these bollards in the way of everyone by changing his alleged gender all the time. You know,
okay,
he came out some years ago.
Why do you say, James? I'll bring you in.
He came out many years ago as gay, and then he said he was actually gender queer, and then he said he was non-binary, and he said he didn't know what it meant. Of course he didn't, because there's no such thing. But he said that they were going to. He said that he thought that he was gender queer, and he didn't know what it meant, but he said that he would explain it someday when he did know. And I sort of think, if you're going to make everyone else distort the language, you should know what you're talking about first. So he does that to get publicity, obviously. And the other thing he does is he does this sort of taking all his clothes off stuff. And the thing that makes it different from other people is that when, I don't know, Justin Timberlake or Rihanna or someone stripped down, they do so because they look good, like their bodies look good. Sam Smith is like pudgy and very ugly. And so people look at it and he looks ridiculous. And the problem is that he's saying, don't ridicule me. But it's hard not to ridicule people when they present themselves as
disgusting.
ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Welcome to 2023, ladies and gentlemen. The year where calling a biological man a he is equivalent to a crime against humanity. This individual had to put his hands over his head to prevent himself from having a panic attack and to allow more air to circulate in his lungs because of the blasphemy that he was being subjected to. Yes, that's right. A penis-wielding biological man is being called a he. But he is in fact correct for feeling this way. And I, for one, am happy that in the West, we are tackling these issues that warrant these visceral reactions. In China, there are millions of people facing internal repression. In Sudan, there is a civil war going on right now with thousands of people being slaughtered. And in Haiti, they don't have a government anymore. And the streets are being run by roving bands of rebels with AK-47s. But those issues are trivial compared to the issues that we are facing on these shores of determining that women too can have penises. And to be honest, we are just lucky to have they-them so bravely fighting for these rights. But seriously, there are so many great moments in this debate, but my favorite of all of them is this face from Douglas Murray. This is going to be my new screensaver on my phone from now on, and this is a face that I will look at and turn to in hard times. Now let's observe how this gentleman really feels about Sam Smith, and also a gap in verbal sophistication that is truly vast between Douglas and this activist. But before then, guys, if you do get value from this video, if you wouldn't mind chucking me a like, that would be fantastic. It only takes you a second of your time and it helps me enormously. Let's get into it.
On that point, I completely agree. Why say don't ridicule me when you deliberately make yourself look ridiculous?
No, that is disgusting. That is a completely disgusting.
Well, it is disgusting, yeah. We do find it disgusting.
No, what you're saying is
Why?
disgusting.
We're allowed to find it disgusting.
No, you are not.
Yes,
you
I am.
Keep commenting on what people look like all the time.
Yes, I can. If they're going to dress like that on a stage in front of millions of people around the world, absolutely I can. I don't seriously think what we're looking at here is actually anything other than ridiculous.
No, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it's brilliant. I think it's sexy. I think it's inspirational.
You think that's sexy?
That is, and that's someone exploring.
Do you think what we're looking at right now is sexy?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Would you shag it?
Would I shag it, did you say?
Well, there's a question.
Yeah, absolutely I would have sex with Sam. Thank you for asking.
You're a braver
would you,
man
Douglas?
than me.
Because it sounds like you're a little bit too obsessed with them, if I'm honest with you.
No, I can assure you I'm not. I know what I like, and I don't like fat, blubbery show-offs who look hideous dressed in lacy pants with their fat spilling out everywhere and doing it in front of as many people as possible to gain attention. I just don't find that sexy. I'm old-fashioned.
James?
So why on earth are you friends with Piers Morgan?
Well, you'll notice, of course, that Piers hasn't appeared on this show naked with nipple tassels on.
Yet,
I mean, that's one big
Douglas,
starter, isn't it?
Yet.
Again, I
the
just
night
wanna,
is young.
I want to quote the Pope again, because the Pope has done this documentary.
Are you a Catholic? Do you think we're
I'm not,
all
but
Catholic?
I think it's really
Well, I am a
important.
Catholic,
I think
so
it's
what are you
great. So
quoting?
the Pope said that to express yourself sexually is a richness, and that anything that detracts from real sexual expression lessens you and depletes that richness.
But he's not doing this for sexual expression.
Oh, dear
He's
God.
doing this just
You don't
to
even know your
He's doing it just to be deliberately
Why don't you
offensive.
both just go back to clutching your pearls? Go back to
I don't have any pearls. Douglas, are we misreading the room here? Are there millions of young people around the world watching this thinking he's the hottest thing on a stage anywhere in the world right now and we should just get used to it?
No, I don't think so at all. No gay guys I know are attracted to this. Everyone thinks it's just kind of ugly and stupid, and it's attention grabbing and much more. I think Sam Smith's a person of limited talent myself. I don't much care for his voice. Wow. But the point is that, of course, he just kind of goes around and tries to make headlines. And as I say, he's pretty successful at doing that. But I don't think anyone finds it sexy. I don't know any woman who finds it sexy. I don't know any gay man who finds it sexy. Most gay men I know are attracted to men because they're men. Sam Smith, by the way, he's always trying to cop off with people like Tom Daley and things.
I don't think you can speak for all gay men, to be honest with you, Douglas. Those are pretty much your own words from things I've heard you say before. You can't speak for an entire community.
No, I don't try to. I don't believe there's any such thing as a gay community or an LGBTQIA plus
I think actually, if you think this show is offensive, you should come to my
else.
stand-up show, because compared to that, Sam Smith's tour is a love letter to Christianity and Jesus.
Really?
So I'll see you at my tour. Starts tomorrow, by the way.
I didn't know you were touring, but good luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what, James? Best of luck with the tour.
Wow, I would not be in a hurry to be getting tickets to his show anytime soon. Is this why he came on Piers Morgan's show? To promote his tour? Is this guy honestly a comedian? Is that what you're telling me right now? How can you be a comedian when you're not funny? Like, at all. You haven't said anything even mildly witty. Let me guess, you stand up on stage and you say overtly graphic and shockingly sexual gay jokes. Wow. Unique and visionary stuff, really challenging the status quo. But aren't comedians meant to be able to hold their own in verbal exchanges like this? In this debate, he is not worthy of shining Douglas Murray's boots. But now on to the best part, where Douglas Murray brings out the sassy claws that we don't really get to see very often and puts this activist right back in his place.
When you're just going to that kind of length just to be deliberately, slobbishly offensive, I think it's unacceptable.
But you're doing what you would say is slobbishly offensive, you're doing that right now by saying vulgar things about Sam Smith and deliberately misgendering
but I'm not
them.
wearing a Satan outfit.
Doesn't matter what you decide is right or
naked
wrong.
and semi-naked. It's like, I mean,
and once again, if you act in a vulgar way, you should expect people to be vulgar about you, probably.
I think that's the point. If you're going to do what he does, it's a bit like Madonna. You know, when she says, stop objectifying me. What else are we supposed to do with Madonna, given that all she ever does is demand me objectify?
You know what? You're both cis, white, straight men. You can carry on.
I'm not a cis anything.
Right.
Honestly, I'm
sorry?
not. Just carry on. I don't even know what cis is.
Look, it's
what
sorry,
is cis?
What did you just say? If you just want to both be
When I was
horrible.
born,
What did you
nobody
just
said
say?
I was a cis.
Wait a second. What did he just say?
What did you call us? Repeat it for Douglas.
Says you were both. I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Cis,
Douglas.
white.
I think you said. Okay, why don't you shut
Cis,
up for a
white,
moment?
straight man.
I think
White,
you
straight
said.
man.
Well, Douglas isn't
I think
straight.
you said
Oh,
that
you're
we're
not,
both.
Douglas.
I think you said we're both cis, white, straight men. First of all, I am white. Secondly, I am a man. Thirdly, I've been out and gay my entire adult life, which is about 25 years now. I don't know
shame
how
on
old you
you
are.
for
but
not
I was,
supporting
but I
the
was,
community,
I was out
Douglas.
as I was out as gay when you were still prancing around talking about whether or not you were. So do be quiet. Do stop judging other people. And if I were you, I'd do a
judging
little
other
bit of
people? Are you
research.
joking?
I would do a
Oh
little.
my God, Douglas, that's ridiculous. I'm not the one judging other people here. I'm just pointing out facts. I'm sorry I got your sexuality wrong.
No, if I were you, I would do the tiniest bit of research before opening your mouth. You're embarrassing yourself. That's probably why people wouldn't want to come to your show.
I think you're embarrassing yourself.
Gentlemen,
you're a shame to the queer
You know
community.
what? I tell you who's really embarrassing.
I'm not a member of the queer community,
I'm
you
working hard.
stupid sod.
I tell you,
I'm not a member of the queer community.
The person
What are you
who
talking about,
ultimately is
the queer
genuinely embarrassing
community?
himself, herself, themself, whatever,
Jesus.
is Sam Smith. On that note, we'll leave it. Thank you both very much for the picture of sexy Sam.
I hate you,
on stage.
Douglas.
Yeah, never heard
Douglas,
of you,
thank you
mate.
very much.
Cheers.
James.
I hate you, Douglas. What a very strange way to end a debate. But the message here is that these are both gay guys, one of which understands that it's a small part of his personality and what makes him who he is, and no one particularly cares what your sexuality is. It doesn't define you. The other one has made who he sleeps with his entire worldview. He belongs to that community, and whatever the issue is, no matter how absurd, he must side with the community. This is when you know that somebody is an ideologue. They're trapped in an echo chamber. When logic and reason isn't the primary force in your philosophical utterances, but rather tribalism. And there's an old German saying that is Deutschland über alles, which means Deutschland or Germany above all else. And it's similar with this LGTV movement. It's LGTV über alles. And if you're not with us, then we hate you, especially if you are one of those letters and you're not with us. In that case, then you are the gay version of an Uncle Tom. So guys, as usual, hit those links in the bio and in the top of the comments. Check out my other channels and my social medias. And if you guys want to watch another video, click right here. Till next time, I'm Jake. This is RattlesnakeTV, keeping you armed and dangerous.